Different faces in the semifinals. It's open for anyone. Welcome to the pre-show. I'm Lee, and joining me today we have Johnny, CJ, and Shogun faces in those semifinals to give us hopefully a little show.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago, we came out of the event and we were saying to ourselves, all right, here's the 4. We've got this all sorted.
Right.
We'll just get through the next 2 tournaments and we know exactly who is going to be where. No, not the case whatsoever. We've got 2 new teams joining us, Magnifico and Oxygen, and opportunities. I mean, if either of those 2 can win their semi-final, oh dear me, Vitality are in big, big trouble.
CJ, you're shaking your head, yeah.
It's a little bit worrying. I mean, they're outside the top 4 Vitality in rankings, and Johnny, you wouldn't have picked that even after the first event. I know they obviously didn't maybe meet the highs that we're expecting of them, but to be outside the 4 after event 2, that's concerning.
It really is so surprising, and I'm excited about it because we were kind of worried that the top 4 would just run away with it and we'd have like the most clear locked in top 4 after this event, which it would be good and bad in different ways. It'd be good because we'd think, okay, that's exciting, we get to see these great teams on land, but even for all the other teams, they're just showing up thinking, well, what are we supposed to do? You know, obviously it's a long season, but having that competitiveness for the 4th spot, 3rd spot even, for me is fantastic.
Yeah, it also would be nice because it makes it easier for little brains like mine to be able to follow the action if it's only 4 teams I have to pay attention to. But if you have a small brain like me, you like pictures. Let's throw some pictures on the screen here. Let's take a look at this schedule for the season. What's going on across the board? We've said it a million times, but it's shorter this time. Johnny, there's only 2 majors before we hit a world championship, and we're already 2 qualifiers in towards that first major now.
Yeah, it's a much shorter season. We got rid of one of the splits, so World Championship is just closer. It is much closer. And you know, the first split in the past 2 seasons did end up being, you know, quite a ways away from the eventual World Championship. So I think there is a benefit here. What we're seeing in this first split could still be, you know, the active storyline going into. It's definitely more likely to be the active storylines going into Worlds this year. Hey,
TJ, did you know that we have LAN coming up? Were you aware?
It's pretty close. I think
you're
email,
really
right? Good at you're really good at saying that URL down there. Where can we find the tickets, Lee, for this Copenhagen first major?
You can find it at billetloon.dk.
I was told the G is silent, so I'm getting closer. Billetloon.dk. So make sure you get down there again. If you really, really hate typing things out, you can find them on the socials. Just scroll through on whatever social you like, and you'll find the link there to get your tickets. But I'd love if you guys could join us. I mean, Shogun, you've been through the ringer a million times. LANs are so exciting.
How many LANs you been to, Shogun?
All right, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Missed a couple in there. 8. There wasn't one next. There was a lot that we missed in there. Yeah. Got about 6, 7 more since we went open. We're definitely well into the double digits. I'm heading towards like 20 or so within, hopefully, the next few years. But hey, make sure you're all over there. They are all fantastic. I can, you know, name moments from each and every one of them. Just like, that was so much fun. None of them you come and just go, oh, I don't really know what happened there.
Right, and again, you hear us talk about it all the time. The only way to really trust us and know that we're telling the truth is to be there. So we hope to see you. But let's take a look at the schedule for next week, because today is the last day for this open qualifier. So no more Europe after Sunday. But we do then hit the middle of the week for a First Touch podcast. You always get some great takes going on there. You don't want to miss it. And then North America will be next week.
I can't wait for First Touch this week. Is going to be fire. I cannot wait for whatever they're going to have to say about what happened in Europe yesterday in particular. Oh, yeah. It's going to be such good content.
That is for sure. But again, of course, all the other regions kicking off next week. So if you want to see the action, make sure you're paying attention. Here's our prize pool and points. You know, that big, lovely 21,000 up there. CJ is a lovely number, but again, as we get closer to the end of this split, those 16 points become a little bit more interesting to these teams.
Yeah, I think Farah said it himself. They're not too worried about the prize money. Well, I guess as a coach, you're not really worried at all about the prize money, but the points is where it's at. And, you know, as Johnny said, with the removal of a split, only 2 this time, just points have amplified even more. There's no that third split or extra chance to qualify for majors to get those points. So everything on the line, and Championship Sunday as well. 4 extra points for that first place. That is huge. As we have a cat on camera again.
What are you doing?
Oh, which one's this?
This one's Boo. she's a little demon, and it's 30 minutes until she gets fed, so that means she needs to be fed right this very moment.
Oh, yeah, she does not like Talk League.
There we go. All right, she's lying down. She's having a great time.
All right, we'll try to get through this, Boop. We'll get into the game so you can get fed here. But let's get people caught up then, because it's time for a little recap. We'd like to make sure you're ready and primed for Championship Sunday. We're going to just lock into the one match that actually went the distance here, because yesterday was an interesting one for Europe. Shogun Magnifico versus Saw was the only series that managed to get us to a best of 7.
What an absolutely beautiful time this was. A true day for bottling. This was incredible. We got it from direct after the fact, CJ. What was it that Magnifico spent in the lead here? 4 minutes winning a best of 7. They were in the lead.
7 games. They were in the lead for 4 minutes in total.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
2 minutes of those came in game 7, by the way.
I mean,
that's insane.
They had no right to win this series. All the stats say that this should have been SARS, but that's the beauty of Rocket League. And as you said, Shogun, an all-time bottle job. We had 3-0 leads lost. It was just get a goal, give it up instantly, kick off goals galore, overtimes every single game. It was insane. So that was a great way to start off. And we thought surely we're destined for Game 7 bonanza all through Saturday. But, well, I guess the rest of the teams had other ideas.
But you guys like the new tech for Sa, the techie tech Oz? I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. I like the first top 8 performance from him, and I think he's a great fit for the team moving forward.
No, as you said, I think these two have been looking for someone like this for a while, and Tech Oz is that guy at this point. But I think Shogun said it best. Yesterday, we may have had the most ultimate caster curse ever. The way we started the pre-show, and then Europe's man. We'll show you what can happen here. So yeah, it was beautiful. It was an interesting day, Shogun. For it, we ended up just going into 2 sweeps right afterwards, and I think we got to talk about that.
So I think, as CJ said, we were looking at that first game. We were just thinking, all right, well, that was one of the sleeper matches today. Surely, as we look for everything else, it's going to be incredible. And it absolutely was, because this was beautiful, Johnny.
I mean, yeah, looking like our own ranked gameplay over there in US West. CJ, I feel like I've seen this before in a couple of these clips. But yeah, I mean, CJ, thoughts on the level that you're seeing right now on the screen right now?
Just world class all around, just the entire day long. No, look, it was poor. I'll say it was an interesting day and not what we expected. But as we said, the
you need to defend this, Johnny.
Defend that one, Johnny.
Defend this.
I have no defense for that. Absolutely none. I'm not defending it. That was the worst kickoff I've ever seen. But no, if Vitality fans, if Gentleman's fans need some copium, I mean, I can see what I can do here to maybe provide you with some. But it's going to be perhaps a bit of a stretch. But yeah, man, it's actually an exotic. They used to be teammates, so it's actually obviously kind of like defaulted to his old self. They're great pass to his former teammate.
As much as he was, I feel
like he probably just had a bit of a brain fart there. Thought, oh, cool, exotic in the middle. And yeah, look at exotic monkey. I mean, they probably think Drally's just going to 1v3. So don't blame them for leaving the net open, right? Right, guys?
You're coping.
Right? No, listen.
You're defending these shots more than any of the actual players were.
Look at the mind game from Juicy, just sending BDS a message. They've just won a game, and he says, you know what? We're going to start 1-0 down, just to send them a message. And look what it did. It didn't work, and they even sent them a message in Game 5 as well, with lots of messages from Juicy there, but none of them reached BDS, who actually won pretty handily.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go and say and apologize of all casters ever for that terrible caster curse that we bestowed upon the region yesterday.
What are you talking about? Why did me and CJ get lumped in on this? We weren't on that pre-show.
Oh, true.
I heard what you had to say for the first series of the day. I heard it hard enough. I think it's just as much you guys to blame. But it's fine. I mean, we didn't put Ixo in there, so I think we're safe. I think we're good. I think we are safe today.
I'm in danger.
Let's take a look at where that world-class play put us on the leaderboards. Coming into today, of course, not much is going to change. But again, Johnny, we do have 2 new faces that are creeping up, and they can lock in some good points if they can get some dubs today.
Yeah, it's Magnifico and Oxygen who are still in the tournament. Vitality are tied with Magnifico and Oxygen just 1 point back. That really leaves all to play for in the final event, but still, I guess, well, all to play for Magnifico and Oxygen today. Now, they are against the top 2 teams in this weekend's tournament. Karmine Corp BDS have yet to lose, so big test for both these teams today. But even if they do lose, I mean, look at the position they're in. This is phenomenal when you're hunting down that 4th spot.
That is very true. Let's take a look at the bracket where we are sitting now. As you mentioned, we have Magnifico and Oxygen in the top 4. CJ, we questioned whether, after that first open regional, if we're going to have that top 4. We've already kind of touched on it, but no, it looks like it's blown open. But there are 2 teams proving that, hey, at least they're still at top with BDS and K-Corp.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of stability at the top of Europe, but as we saw with the points, what a chance, what an opportunity for Magnifico. Tied with Vitality right now to perhaps get a win over K-Corp. That'd be massive. Get their points on the board as well. We're looking at this major race, Shogun. We've only got 4 teams to the major to Copenhagen, and I'm even looking at some other teams down there for next regional that could even jump in. No one's safe at the top of Europe, so it's exciting.
It's going to be fantastic. It really is.
Yes, sir. What's also fantastic are good plays. Let's round it out. Let's balance off this segment and look at our top 3 plays. CJ, why don't you keep us rolling here with our play number 3?
Yeah, I'll just kick it off. I'll just do the whole thing. No, it was Techie Tekos, and how impressive was he? Everyone was talking about him coming in with Mike Montho, and look at the recovery. He just got the dunk. Stizzy had the read, and he just read it all the way through, all the way across. Look at this. Stizzy's up there in the corner, and Techie, he's up early. He just read him like an absolute book, like a novel. Recovers, gets the shot. That's a beautiful number 3 Shogun.
Absolutely is. And then when it came to the match between KC and Vitality, KC had quite a few goals to pick from. This is the one that we've gone for, though. Everybody involved. Radosin doesn't know how to stop them. Zen stuck in no man's land, and they went on to dominate that match.
I think you all know it's going to be number 1 here. It is even better from his POV. Drally, the debut season wonderkid, has just sent a double tap in off his own back corner. And yeah, maybe it's bouncing on the line. I guess we'll never know, because Juicy only got a piece of it. And, jury's out whether he could have saved this. I think it looks like he might have been able to.
He sent a message.
He definitely wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. He sent a message, another message to BDS.
Really?
That's great. Yeah, that is stuff that only in my dreams, actually not even my dreams, I can accomplish, to be honest. But let's keep this recap going, but try something a little bit different. So yesterday we saw some oddities, but there were a lot of interesting strats coming out as well that I think worked out very well, specifically kickoffs. I actually already saw a lot of people in chat seeing this one on the sidebar and kind of excited for a little lesson. So let's try to be educational today. Johnny, I think you like kickoffs, right?
Just a little bit.
Sorry if I'm putting you in a box here, but
I don't really talk about kickoffs that much. But
okay.
some of you who have been paying attention will know that I'm a fan. But yeah, Karmine Corp kickoffs specifically, I love what I'm seeing from Karmine Corp. Besides the usual mix-ups that they've got some really cool strats that they're using more than once per series, not just they're mixing it in every now and then. And this is one of my favorite ones that they're going for often: the diagonal fake kickoff with a close cheating player behind. So you notice there Rise is following the kickoff very closely. But faking on the diagonal is not the usual spawn point for faking. It's usually when everybody's back in the middle. But Karmine Corp are making this one work with that close cheating second player.
Look at that. I like it. It's probably not the most effective in terms of all players getting boost on the team, Johnny, but it certainly is a way to get pressure straight away, get that possession off the kickoff.
Yeah, and they used it there in the very first kickoff of the series, but they also used it in overtime game too. So this is a kickoff they are relying on in clutch situations as well. And in this one, it doesn't even go in the same manner as the first one. Notice the close cheating player there, Vatira. Ball goes past him, but no problem, because where else can the ball really go other than the back corner towards Atto, where the last man is? So they've got a couple of outcomes there that they're perfectly happy with. This second one though, we move on to I think my favorite kickoff. Yeah, except usually when I do it, I've just forgotten it's my turn to go. But they're doing this on purpose. When you see this, you might think that they've messed something up, but they are intentionally not going with the players closest to the ball, and they're sending the player farthest away from the ball. Vatira's going there not because he thinks he can get there. I mean, he's not dumb. He knows that he's going to get beaten to the ball, but he is forcing a touch that can only really go to a KC player in the back corner. Here they are again in game 3. They're doing it in the second kickoff of the game. This isn't even the double diagonal spawn. They're still doing the same thing, leaving the ball on the kickoff, and it just naturally goes towards your player in the back corner for free, and you've just got a boost on every single player in your team.
I mean,
Is
the
there any sort
beautiful
of,
thing
like,
about
reads
that. What's that?
that they would have on this, or is there any reads that the other team could have on these sort of plays, or is it
It's
just
hard to stop. If we do it in ranked, me and Johnny, it's hard to stop.
It's tough. I mean, even if they see it coming, most of the counter attempts are stopped by the close cheating player, so I really like it. But yeah, we saw this one as well last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, the double kickoff where Atto there arriving intentionally a little bit late to get a big dunk, and then he just bumped everybody on the pitch as well afterwards. So well played, Atto. But yeah, you notice they're not actually hitting the ball at the same time, Rise and Atto there. Rise is getting the first touch, and then Atto is coming in a little bit later. That's the key in order to get that big volatile dunk to work.
See, the problem that we're having by showing these on broadcast and saying, hey, look, a world-class team is actually doing this, is that everyone is going to try this in rank now, and I
don't see the problem.
Go well.
No,
I don't see the problem, Leaf.
With solo queue, you need coordination for this.
No,
The
it's
thing is, right, like, we've had kickoff strats for such a long time, but you still see Vitality not able to execute a normal kickoff in a crucial situation. So even though we're showing them, begin to be YouTube videos, whatever you want, tutorials, pro teams still sometimes lapse and just go to the same old. It's almost these bad habits that they've got.